Here we are in movie two. One thing I forgot to show you in the first movie is when you're bringing pictures in from Google, most of the time it has a background or a white box that comes with your character. You'll want to remove that so it makes your cartoon look a little more realistic. Uh, cool button, one of my favorites, is this alpha button here at the top. What this button allows you to do is remove any colored pixel that you first select and removes it. So I'm going to click on the white here around Elmer, click and drag until I feel like it's kind of given this uh, selection here that removes all the white. And here's your end result. So make sure you do that for your Bugs Bunny and your Elmer characters uh, so that you don't have that ugly white box around them. Other thing you'd want to do here, notice where I just tossed Elmer over here. Down here in the bottom corner is your zoom. Go ahead and choose, I think most of you might be at 100. Go ahead and choose 75. What that does, it not only makes your slide smaller, but allows you to resize your slide window. Um, so if I make mine 50%, notice how you have this space out here. This is your workspace that you can kind of like put the parts of your animation, just have them stored off to the side until you need them. So I'm going to resize this to 75 and move this out. What you want to do is kind of take all your parts and characters and kind of just set them off to the side until we need them later. All right, what we're going to work on right now is kind of creating a background for our characters to live in. So simply start with a couple squares, and we just want to make a simple uh, grass and sky. And that's not a bad place, bad world to put our characters in. Okay, something like that looks pretty good. It's okay to overlap your pictures here, your squares. And then we want our title to the front, so go arrange and front. There we are. There. Nice little scenery there. Um, yeah, so now we'll want to make some trees. So let's work on some trees. So I'm just going to use this square and kind of make the bark. Choose a brown color. That looks like a brown color. Going to make a couple different trees. I want you to do the same. And so here's kind of our start of our forest. We're going to make 5 different types of trees. Really simple, different techniques that we'll use. First one is to just use a simple triangle for maybe a pine tree, and you can choose a green. You can use different color of green for your pine trees, and make sure you group those. And now you have a single tree there that you can resize. Big trees, little trees. Looks good. You can also make a little bit fancier of a pine tree. So we'll start with a triangle there. And I'll just go ahead and use a dark green. Duplicate, kind of move that up a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of go right down the hue selection and kind of give the pine tree some different colors there. And maybe even do a resize for the top triangles so it gets a little bit smaller as it goes to the top. There we go, something. And you can play around with your trees to kind of get different variations of it. And it's hard to say what's right or wrong. There we go, and then make sure you group all your parts of that tree, arrange and group. Another simple way to make a tree is just a circle or a couple circles. Always good to pick your color before you start putting circles in there. Do a little resize. Okay, and if you actually group a bunch of circles together, you can kind of get a tree sort of like that. Arrange and group. Got kind of a different looking tree there. Don't be afraid to use other types of shapes. How about this star? And I'll make a couple more points there. And again, just by turning it green, gives it kind of that shape type of feel. So there's a different looking kind of tree there, group. And just come up with a different type of tree version, whatever's kind of in your head. Here I'm just taking a square, turning it so it looks like a diamond, and giving it that green color again. For this tree, let's make this kind of an apple tree. So take that, add some red, squeeze that down for maybe an apple or 2 or 3. Just kind of put them in there randomly. And maybe that looks sort of like an apple tree. So now, make sure you get all your groups and arrange and group. And now we have kind of different looking tree. Not totally happy, but it kind of gets you the thought of an apple tree. So what we did here is just kind of made 5 unique looking trees. And we'll call that good for movie 2.